Welcome to episode 45, APIs as Products, Monetize and Manage. In today's cloud economy, the application programming interface, commonly known as an API, has evolved from a technical connector into a strategic business asset. Treating APIs as products means thinking beyond endpoints and documentation. It involves designing, managing, and marketing them with the same care as any digital product offered to customers. When organizations shift their mindset this way, they stop seeing APIs as back-end utilities and start recognizing them as pathways to innovation and revenue. A well-managed API can open new markets, attract developers, and enable partnerships that were once too complex or expensive to build manually. Thinking like a product manager, focusing on user experience, reliability, and business value, turns API management into a core element of digital transformation strategy. The business goals behind modern API programs revolve around reach, integration, and revenue generation. Reach means enabling other teams, partners, or third-party developers to build on your services, effectively multiplying innovation. Integration allows different systems to work together, streamlining processes across internal and external boundaries. Revenue comes in both direct and indirect forms. Companies can sell API access through subscriptions or use it to expand ecosystem adoption that drives their core business. For instance, a financial institution can offer open banking APIs to attract fintech partners who build new customer-facing tools, indirectly increasing deposits or transactions. Each goal requires alignment between business strategy and technical design. The most successful API programs treat the interface as a product with measurable outcomes rather than a one-time integration artifact. Not all APIs serve the same purpose, and understanding their types helps define governance and value. Internal APIs connect systems within the same organization, improving efficiency and reducing duplication of work. Partner APIs extend selected capabilities to trusted collaborators, enabling integrations like logistics tracking or shared analytics. Public APIs are open to broader audiences and often form the basis of entire digital ecosystems. For example, a mapping service might expose location data through a public API that supports thousands of independent applications. Each category has different design priorities: security for internal systems, contractual clarity for partners, and scalability for public offerings. Recognizing these distinctions ensures that policies, pricing, and monitoring all match the intended audience and business purpose. Designing APIs effectively starts with a design-first approach that emphasizes clear contracts, versioning, and consistency. The API contract defines how systems interact, the inputs, outputs, and expected behavior long before any code is written. This reduces misunderstandings between developers and consumers. Versioning is essential for managing change without breaking existing clients. Every new feature or adjustment should follow predictable patterns. Consistency in naming, error handling, and response structures builds trust and reduces learning curves. For example, if every endpoint returns errors in the same format, developers can automate handling across multiple services. Design-first thinking also allows teams to use modeling tools, generate documentation automatically, and simulate behavior early. This approach transforms API creation into a deliberate act of communication rather than an afterthought of development. Security is foundational in any API strategy, protecting both data and business reputation. Authentication verifies who is calling the API, while authorization defines what actions that caller can perform. Quotas prevent abuse by limiting how many requests each client can make, and rate limiting protects systems from overload. Other defenses, such as input validation and encryption, prevent common exploits like injection or eavesdropping. Consider an e-commerce platform where public APIs handle payments or customer data. A single breach could erode trust and lead to legal consequences. Implementing layered security ensures resilience. Regular audits, rotating credentials, and enforcing least privilege keep operations safe even as scale increases. A strong security posture signals professionalism and safeguards the commercial integrity of every API product. Monetization is where APIs truly demonstrate their potential as business engines. Common models include tiered, metered, and freemium access. A tiered model offers different pricing or limits based on usage, encouraging customers to upgrade as their needs grow. Metered models charge per transaction or resource consumed, aligning cost with value delivered. The freemium model allows limited free access to attract developers before transitioning them to paid plans. For instance, a weather data provider might offer basic forecasts for free and charge for high-frequency or historical access. Monetization requires both technical enforcement and clear communication. Developers must know what they are paying for and what benefits they receive. Treating pricing as part of the product experience turns API consumption into a predictable, scalable revenue stream. A well-designed developer portal is the public face of any API product. It provides documentation, keys, onboarding materials, and examples that help users succeed quickly. Clarity and ease of navigation are essential, as developers often judge an API's quality by how easily they can start using it. A good portal offers interactive documentation, sample code, and automated registration for API keys. It should also include status pages and changelogs to keep users informed about updates or incidents. For example, a media streaming company might maintain a developer portal where partners register applications, explore API methods, and test responses in a sandbox environment. A strong portal reduces friction, builds trust, and encourages long-term engagement, turning technical users into advocates. Analytics form the feedback loop that guides continuous improvement. Tracking usage patterns shows which endpoints are most valuable or where performance bottlenecks occur. Monitoring latency, error rates, and developer engagement helps align investments with actual demand. Experience metrics, such as time to first successful call, measure onboarding effectiveness. For instance, if most users abandon setup before completion, documentation or authentication steps may need refinement. Business insights also emerge from analytics. Companies can correlate API usage with customer growth or partner performance. This data-driven visibility supports better pricing, resource allocation, and roadmap planning. In short, analytics transform API management from guesswork into informed product stewardship. Reliability determines whether an API earns long-term trust. Service-level agreements, or SLAs, define expected uptime and performance standards that users can depend on. Dependencies, such as back-end databases or third-party services, must also meet these guarantees. A single weak link can cause cascading failures, so redundancy and monitoring are critical. For example, a payment processing API that promises 99.9% availability must ensure that all underlying systems meet that target. Transparent incident communication and post-event reviews further build credibility. Reliable APIs become business enablers because partners can plan their own operations with confidence. Meeting SLA commitments consistently is as important as delivering new features. Governance brings structure to the life cycle of API products. Policies define how new interfaces are approved, versioned, and deprecated. Lifecycle management ensures that old endpoints retire gracefully while consumers have time to migrate. Approval processes maintain consistency and compliance across large organizations. Governance also clarifies ownership. Each API should have a responsible product owner who oversees its performance and evolution. For instance, a global enterprise may require all API proposals to pass design reviews for naming conventions, security, and documentation standards. Governance may sound bureaucratic, but in practice it protects quality, prevents duplication, and supports long-term maintainability of complex digital ecosystems. Measuring product success requires clear metrics. Adoption tracks how many developers or partners actively use the API. Churn reveals how many stop using it and why, offering insights into usability or performance issues. Revenue measures direct income from subscriptions or indirect impact on broader business goals. These metrics, viewed together, show whether the API product is growing sustainably. For example, if adoption is high but churn increases, the onboarding process may be easy while long-term support needs improvement. Regularly reviewing these metrics aligns technical and business teams around common goals. Product-oriented measurement turns API management into an evidence-driven discipline rather than intuition or habit. Support systems extend the value of an API beyond the technical interface. Developers need reliable channels for help, such as ticket systems, community forums, or dedicated support plans. Transparent status communication builds trust, especially during incidents or outages. Timely responses can make the difference between a partner continuing or abandoning integration. A well-supported API fosters community and collaboration, which encourages innovation around the platform. For example, a logistics provider offering route optimization APIs might maintain a forum where developers share use cases and code samples. Strong support closes the loop between provider and consumer, turning each integration into a relationship rather than a transaction. Apigee, Google Cloud's API management platform, unifies these concepts into a cohesive operational strategy. It provides tools for design, security, analytics, and monetization under one framework. Apigee handles tasks such as authentication, quota enforcement, and version control, while exposing insights through detailed dashboards. Businesses can define plans, issue developer keys, and track revenue without custom infrastructure. For instance, a telecom company might use API to publish its service APIs globally while maintaining consistent governance and reporting. Apigee's policy engine allows organizations to focus on value creation rather than operational overhead, supporting both technical excellence and business agility. Thinking of APIs as products transforms how organizations create and share value. It encourages design discipline, accountability, and continuous improvement. Each API becomes a living asset with its own customers, roadmap, and metrics. This mindset breaks down silos between engineering and business, aligning both toward measurable outcomes. The more intentional the strategy, the stronger the ecosystem that grows around it. Whether monetized directly or used to accelerate innovation, APIs represent a company's digital handshake with the world. Treating them as products ensures that handshake remains strong, reliable, and mutually rewarding. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit BareMetalCyber.com.